Welcome to the Thrasher's Wheat Radio Hour, where the feedback is back.
I come down from the misty mountain.
Every week we scour the human highway to bring you the best Neil Young news and reviews, rumors and musings, plus rare unreleased tracks and live shows that will keep you rocking in the free world.
It's all one song.
The Thrasher's Wheat Radio Hour is presented by WBKM.org in the heart of Burlington, Vermont.
Well, hello there, world of music. Welcome back to the Thrasher's Wheat Radio Video Hour. Here we are on your radio, on your TV, on your whatever it is you've got in front of you there, and welcoming the one and only Thrasher to our humble abode. Thrasher.
Hey, Tony. How are you doing there?
I'm doing well.
There, doing well. Well, that's good. I hope your holiday season is moving along for you.
It's moving along. I got the lights out on the front porch. They're looking all right. We had snow a couple of times, a little bit. Rain today, so it's all melting away. Christmas tree purchase, I hear, is happening later on today. So I got my flannel. I got my green flannel on here, though it looks rather blackish, but it is green flannel. And you might wonder, there's something else under that little green flannel. It might pose some interest to our friends, especially our friends up north, because I found my Farmadian shirt.
All right, the Farmadians. Yeah, that was missing in action there, Tony.
Missing in action. So thanks to our good friends, Paul and Renee, once again, who we hung out with at this year's Farm Aid. And I handed over a lovely shirt, several lovely shirts.
Yeah. We've been enjoying our Farmadian shirt as well, and certainly a nice addition to the wardrobe.
Indeed.
So yeah, I think, Tony, as we sort of head into the end of the year here, I think this will be our last podcast for 2021. Thrasher's Wheat headquarters is getting rebuilt, and we hope to be back in 2022 and sort of get back to business with Thrasher's Wheat and bring in the Neil Young news, because that Neil Young news, it just never seems to stop.
Keeps on rolling like a river. It keeps on a rolling. And I did mention to you as we were chit-chatting a little bit earlier before we went on air, if you can still say we're on air, a passing moment, a sad passing moment yesterday to honor someone who lived a life in music and strangely is connected to this whole world that we call Neil Young, because yesterday we lost Michael Nesmith, a monkey. We've got one left, Mickey Dolenz, the remaining monkey. And of course, the tie-in there, as you know, Thrasher, is that Stephen Stills could have been Peter Tork. And where that would have gone, who knows? We wouldn't have had the Springfield. If Stephen had taken that job and not suggested that Peter might be a better choice, we might not have had the Springfield. We might not have had the VSN. I mean, who knows what could have happened?
Yeah, that's a good point, Tony. Musical history would be a little bit different if Stephen Stills had gotten the nod to be a monkey, and what the Buffalo Springfield might have been or might not have been, and
would not have been driving down that road when he saw Mort and said, "Hey, I know that crazy man in there in that hearse driving down the road." Might not have happened. So in any case, we laugh, and all you can do is laugh when someone is lost, because it is a sad time, but it's a great life lived in music. So Michael Nesmith, we thank you for our childhood smiles and laughter, and hope that you are in a beautiful and good place. And Mickey,
good words there, Tony. But we do have some good news.
We've got a lot of good news. A lot goes on. And isn't that life? Isn't that just life, really, right? So we've got a new album premiered. We've got lots of stuff to tell you about the new album. We've got a little video. We've got music. We got a little semi-documentary. We've got animation. I mean, man, can we do all this in our usual 3-hour show? Oh, no, we never do a 3-hour show, do we? Well, we could, almost.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot going on with the whole barn business.
Yeah.
So Tony, if you're looking up there at the screen right now,
yes, sir. Here we are.
What we're trying to do here is show you
Barn
is out December the 10th, Friday, December 10th. It was released with a vinyl deluxe version, the CD version, a CD, and even more impressively, there's a cassette version, which wow. I'm really curious is about what the thinking was on releasing a cassette of this, and it also has a Blu-ray with the documentary, as you mentioned. So
other than Neil showing up at your house and doing it in person, you've got just about every method of delivery to hear these songs. So interesting. Yeah, I'm going to go for the vinyl. I think that'd be that's my preferred listening. But then when you get the vinyl, you get some sort of a digital download, I'm sure, as well, so you can take it with you in the car and all those kind of crazy things. Those crazy kids out there in Colorado, they keep coming up with more and more ideas. And but a quality product, quality presentations, beautiful packaging, and the package sometimes does matter, right? I mean, we are attracted by packages, by outsides, but there's some stuff inside that we're going to talk about today, aren't we? Now.
Yeah. Let's take a look, take a listen. Let's get into it. So what do you think? Maybe we'll just do a sample of a track here to kind of warm us up, and then we can talk a little bit about some of the tracks and some of the other items here.
Sounds like a great idea to me. So you're saying we want to welcome them back? Welcome back.
Yeah, let's do some welcome back stuff.
Welcome back.
Let's play a little clip here of the video from Barn, known as Welcome Back. And we will go ahead and just play a little bit of this. There's Daryl Hannah has done the video. We're out there at the barn. There's one of Neil's dogs going into the barn and where they did the recording. And I think it should get started here in just a moment.
Our audio cranked up there.
Hopefully.
Audio, quiet audio, I see. Now it's on.
Gonna sing an old song to you right now, one that you heard before. Might be a window to your soul I can open slowly. I've been singing this way for so long, riding through this storm. Might remind me of who we are and why we walk so lowly.
Okay, that was a little clip there, getting into a little bit of the jam there on Welcome Back.
Yeah, pretty little melody there, and very delicately played by Ralph and Billy as well there, which is uncrazy for that horse, which we know can be very crazy at times, and but real pretty melody. Not familiar, but familiar in some way as well. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound like something else, but it has a sound that Well, that line there, I've been singing this way for so long. Yeah, true. Very true, Neil. Long time. Pretty piece of music there, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Tony, the Crazy Horse of 2021 is a different Crazy Horse. Every iteration has brought a different vibe, a different feel, a different sound. But the 2021 is I'll say sort of a twilight Crazy Horse. I think we'd all have to agree.
I think that's probably true. And maybe although there are rockers on this album, and we're gonna sample at least one of them. But maybe those hard rockin' days that we associate with Crazy Horse are best represented by Neil and the Real. Maybe that's the hard rockin' bands these days. I mean, who knows? We're not going to find out until it's in front of us, because Neil doesn't like to let things out. We never know what we're going to get when we get Mr. Young presenting new music.
Yeah. You mentioned Promise of the Real. Certainly, that's another major side project band of Neil's, but probably just not going to go there today. But actually, some of the press has Neil already talking about the next album with Crazy Horse. They want to get back in the barn already. But if you've been listening and reading some of the interviews that have come out, one of the observations of this 2021 Crazy Horse is that Neil comments about Nils Lofgren and saying how Nils Lofgren is the youngster of the band. He's the young guy at 70.
He's the kid.
He's the young guy at 70. And Ralph is actually the senior member of Crazy Horse. He just turned 70. He just turned 79. And I think Billy's 78. And I think Neil's like 76, 77.
76 this past November.
Yeah. So you've got, a lot of numbers there. But here we are. And, that mentioning, Nils Lofgren there just a moment ago. There've been, as I mentioned, interviews and different comments about all of this, and Neil put together a little bit of an interview on Nils Lofgren in terms of how he fits into the band. Obviously, replacing Pancho as a longtime lead guitar guy. So what do you think? Want to listen to some Neil on Nils?
Yeah, it's a nice little piece there. Let's share that.
Okay. All right. Let's do that here. All right.
Nils has always been in the horse since the very beginning. He was, when we first, after the gold rush. So Nils was there, Danny was there, then Danny was gone, and Nils was still there for Tonight's the Night, and we were still together for that. So we have a strong foundation with Nils. He's part of the band and always has been part of the band. He's skillful, beautiful, got a great touch, but he's open. Most importantly, he's listening to everything all the time. And he holds everything together. Once he knows what it is, and even as he's finding out what it is, you can pretty well count on him.
Well, great words there. I mean, somebody you can count on. Someone who so that's great.
The difference on Pancho and Nils is considerable. The power of Pancho and the finesse of Nils, but I think as we were mentioning, definitely a different vibe, a different feel to Crazy Horse, and really, I think the only thing, Tony, that is sort of comparable in this discussion here about Barn, and I don't think we want to overanalyze all this too much just yet. One day out. But the last album by Crazy Horse was Colorado, recorded essentially in the same place, in a studio, the mountaintop studio, as opposed to a barn, but still high in the Rockies. And that album Colorado did have a harder edge to it. Some of the songs were a little bit more rocky, but still, had a lot of context to the current times, and certainly these current times that we're in are reflected in the lyrics. Trying to create under some, if you will, adverse conditions, which we're all sort of going through here.
Very true. Very true. And there's a bit of a continuity too, really, between the two albums. They're not separated by so much time that the songs are different songs and that they've evolved that way. It's just simply, out of any collection of songs, you're going to have some that are harder, some that are softer. And so maybe we just inherited the harder stuff in Colorado, and we're now getting the continuation of that new Crazy Horse, or the old Crazy Horse, once again riding the Palominos, and we're getting a softer side, although not entirely, because there are, as I said, there's two good rockers on here that rip it up a bit.
Yeah, a mix of different tracks. We can check out another track here, Tony, that also has a little bit of a video as well. We'll try and play this one from Neil Young's website, and this one is called Heading West. So we'll play a little bit of this, but this is also from the Barn documentary, directed and filmed by Neil Young's wife, Daryl Hannah, also known as D.H. Love Life. So let's see if we can get this queued up and get this one going here.
All right.
All right, all set to go. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah. So it's all horse, it's just sometimes the horse gallops, sometimes it trots, sometimes it walks. And that's a trotter, that one right there. That's getting into a gallop. I like it.
Yeah. And I really liked how you could see that barn door, or whatever it is, a barn piece of canvas. It seemed to be kind of blowing with the sound, and I don't know whether that's really wind. I was kind of looking at the grass. It didn't seem to be like a windy day there, and I was just wondering if they were actually cranking it so loud that it was causing enough of an air pressure to kind of cause that canvas door to kind of blow back in and out.
Yeah, even if it's not true, I like it. It's true enough. It's true because we said it. So yeah,
it literally blew the barn doors off.
It blew the barn doors off. That's why they don't have doors. They just have canvas. They have not yet built a door strong enough to hold that horse in when it wants to run. So thanks for letting the horse run there a little bit, boys.
Yeah, I know we talked about having to try and watch ourselves with our little crazy horse puns, but it all seems to lend itself to more barn and don't spook the horse. And
hey, we didn't create it, so it's not our fault. This is what it is, right? This is what it is up there and high in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah. Well, I guess Tony, like I said, I think we could do what we do around here, sort of analyze things and maybe overanalyze things. But this, I think, it's been less than 24 hours since this came out, or about 24 hours. And I think personally, just, like a lot of Neil Young albums, just sort of live with it, let it percolate,
Right.
Ferment and age and see where we sort of land on this. I definitely think that there are some solid tunes on here. That Welcome Back, 9-minute rocker, everybody loves that. The closing track is also, very, very nice. I think it and speaks to the times. And I was talking to somebody and said, this is probably, the right album at the right time, which is what more could one ask? It's not too aggressive. It's not angry. It has a lot of hope in it. And if anything, really, and this is really hard, I think, for folks who aren't Neil Young fans and maybe not Neil Young fans, is that you really have to kind of have this emotional bond with Crazy Horse and the band and what they're doing and kind of listen to it. Maybe this will come through in the documentary, but it's really about this band of brothers, which I believe is a subtitle to the documentary. That's what we're looking at here. Right. We're looking at musical history. We're looking at a bunch of guys who are heading into the sunset, another romp around the pasture. And we should be very happy and grateful for nothing more than what it is.
Well said. Can't add more to it, So, and I think some of the albums that are harder edged, maybe that sound is easier to digest more quickly. The tunes that take some introspection and some more careful listening take just that, more careful listening. They take some time. All good stuff. And we're still getting new music from this great band. So there's no complaining about that. That's for sure.
Definitely. All right. Well, why don't we move to start wrapping things up here, Tony? Yeah. And what I'll say is, maybe before we get to our last track here of the show, just mention a couple of the things here while we're looking at Neil Young's website in terms of what he has going on. So if subscribers to the Neil Young archives have been, looking at the site here over the past few days, one of the things that has been added here that we've covered in the past on this show, Tony, is the full concert stream that were added earlier this year, which is really something I think all the Rusties are very excited. And we had Omar on here talking about how this kind of fit into the timeline. So what they've done for the holidays is they've put together a playlist here of 6 concerts, 2007, 76, 2013, 1984, 2016. And if you add these things up, it's about 14 hours. So you can just hit play and you will get a 14-hour stream uninterrupted. And I don't know, that's good stuff here at Thrasher's Wheat. We like to hit play and let it go.
Yeah. Well, that's a great backdrop for whatever you're doing for most of your day. It doesn't have to change. And all around the world, look at this: New York, Colorado, Australia, Ireland, California. Wow.
Yeah, it really takes you through a lot of different phases, and they're all soundboards and all complete, and just great. I think looking forward to more of these things getting loaded up in 2022 for sure. So the other thing, just in passing to mention here before we wrap up, Tony, is also over on the archives over on the Hearst Theater, which they usually have all sorts of different interesting programs lined up there. But if you go over to the Hearst Theater today, this is December the 11th, Saturday. In contrast to what we were just talking about with Crazy Horse, the 2021, you can go back and you can get a 1991 version of Crazy Horse from the Weld Tour, the Ragged Glory Tour. That is an encore from Buffalo that has Campaigner, Welfare Mothers, and Like a Hurricane. And if you watch this clip on NYA, and compare the Crazy Horse of 91 to 2021, 30 years on, well, needless to say, the differences are stunningly remarkable. The youthfulness of the 91 horse compared to the 2021 horse, and everything that you might expect. But just kind of want to mention that before we kind of go here.
Lovely, very lovely.
Yeah. So Tony, we did talk about wrapping up the show and playing a full clip of a song here.
Yeah.
I'll set it up just a little bit here, and you can make a few comments. But I guess before we set up the video and play it and wrap out the show here, I'll just say to you, Tony, and all of our listeners here, how much we appreciate everybody's support here in 2021 with our events that we've had. We're Thrashette and Thrasher. We're recovering, and as I mentioned, hope to be back at full strength here in 2022. So we appreciate everybody's support, and looking forward to seeing you and everyone in 2022.
Absolutely. It's all going back. The house is being rebuilt better than ever. And you'll be moving back in before you know it.
Yeah. So thanks. Yep. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everyone. And
all those things.
So we'll, I guess, wrap out here with, one more video here. Let me just see if I can find it. So yeah. So Tony, I guess as I'm trying to get this thing located and queued up here. So what we're going to listen to here is a song from the Barn album called "Shape of You," but this has some animation by one of our friends, Tony.
Yes, absolutely. Very, very interesting. Simple and yet divinely creative, from the head and the heart and the hand of none other than Micah Nelson.
Yeah, Micah Nelson, right. He's done some animation here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this animation clip called "Shape of You" with animation by Micah Nelson. Here you go.
Just some paint by numbers. I gotta be who I feel when I think of the shape of you. You changed my life for the better, wore my love like your favorite sweater. That brings me back to the shape of you. Shape of you, shape of you, shape of you. No reason to pretend different. It's just that I'm
Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you next time.